Hello, viewers. Today is another blessed day, and I am back again with iPro repairs. And today's video is going to be on how to remove and replace the LCD display screen on iPhone 7. And this is the iPhone. As you can see, it's badly cracked. So we're going to take off the display panel and then replace it with a new one. Without further ado, and I'm going to get onto it straight ahead. But in the same video, it's just a screen replacement, but you will be able to also use this video to replace your front camera, your earpiece, that's the ear speaker, and you can, the same screen replacement tutorial can also teach you how to replace your home button when it breaks as well. So I am not going to waste time. I'm going to go straight ahead and start the job. Before I start everything, I will have to turn off the phone by holding the power button, this one, for a few seconds, and then it presents me with this slide, and then I'll slide across and then turn it off and remove the two pentalobe screws at the bottom first, and that should allow the screen to be taken out easily without problems, because the pentalobe screwdrivers holds the screen at the bottom in place. So that has to come out first, and then I am going to use this metal special, which I'll put the description below, and which I'll put where I get my parts from in the description below. And this metal special is the one to use to make a little space here in the corner, bottom corner, so that you can be able to pry along the sides to remove the screen easily without any problems. So now I found my space there. You can try. Okay, there we go. Found my space there. Now I am going to support with my finger as well, and then I'll pry along the sides, and the space should be between the screen and the housing or the frame. So you pry along, and then you can gradually take the screen out of the housing, or at least partially, until the whole thing is moved out of the housing, and then you wiggle it a little bit out, and then you open it like a book this way, and there, this is the inside of the phone. This is how it looks like. Okay, I am straight ahead going to start removing this shield which holds the LCD cable in place, and this shield as well which holds the front camera cable in place as well. So, and this big shield, this silver big shield, is having 4 screws holding it down just to keep the LCD cables in place, so it doesn't pop out of its socket by a slight knock or drop. There we go. That is done. That's taken out, and I'm taking out the, what is it called? The other shield, which is held down by 2 screws. Okay. Okay, this is the little shield which is taken off. And before I take off the LCD connectors, all the connectors, I will disconnect the battery to stop any electricity or power flowing through the motherboard. If you work with power going through, you might short the motherboard, and that's going to cost you dearly. So you don't want to do that. Cause a whole lot of problem to the motherboard. So now screen is out. This is the screen. This is the home button. This big shiny thing is the metal plate that actually shields the screen from heat as well. And this is where the front camera is, and the front camera is laced with the earpiece or the ear speaker as well, and it's got the proximity sensor as well together. So I'm going to take everything out. I'll take the earpiece, the ear camera, the front camera, and the home button out, and the back plate. I'm going to transfer all these components onto the new screen. So don't go. Stay tuned and see how it's done properly and professionally. Okay. There we go. This is the new screen. I would like to test it first, but because of time, I trust my screens very well because they've been tested from my supplier before coming. So I like to believe in them as well. We've been doing this for a while, and very rarely we have problems. So I am first of all taking the metal shield covering the home button, and that has got 4 screws on top as well. And make sure you align them properly the way you took them out of their sockets or holes, so that when it comes to the reassembling of everything, you don't put the wrong screws in the wrong holes, in the right in wrong holes, because that can also cost you dearly. So now that is done, the metal plate or the back plate is held by 6 screws on the sides, 3 on each side. So I'm going to start taking out the 6 screws, and you don't need to take all the screws out in any particular order. Okay, you can do it your own way that you can remember, and put them back again the way it's supposed to be. So this is only a guide. And then I'll turn around to the other side and take the other 3 screws out. There we go. And set the screws aside in the same place, because those 3 screws are the same sizes. So I set them on the same place so I don't lose them. And then now I'm left with the front, the shield that is covering the front camera and the ear speaker. That particular shield has got 3 screws holding it down. This one protects the front camera and the earpiece or the ear speaker. And I'll set it aside this way. Make sure they go in the format you can remember when you are putting it back, so you don't make mistakes, because they are of variable lengths and sizes. That is this particular shield screws. Okay. And then the earpiece is also held down by 2 screws, which are all the same. And I have unscrewed them now, so I'll take it out and then set it aside the way I will remember. Okay, now this is the earpiece, the front camera, which is all together. The front camera and the proximity sensor, they are all together. As you can see, this is the way it looks like. But before I take it out, I will have to warm the back of the front of the screen a bit to loosen the adhesive that is holding it down to the screen, so I don't break anything. It's better. That's the right practice to use if you're taking it out. And this is the home button as well. The same required of the home button. You have to warm the back or the front of the screen to loosen the adhesive that is holding it down. But before then, I will have to disconnect the clip or the connector of the home button from the screen. So this is it. I will have to hold it. Can you see? This is the connector, where the connector is. You will have to lift it up slowly like that, but it's connected, so you will have to put your nail in between the bottom one and then the front one, and then or the top one, and then separate them. As you can see, it's separated now. So this is how you clip it together. You see, you have to align it and then you clip it together. But now it's time to warm the surface of the screen. But before then, I'll possibly take off the screen, the plate off first. So the metal plate is taken off. This is how it looks like, and I'll set that one aside as well. So now the home button is exposed, and so is the what is it called, the front camera, also very exposed. And you can see 4 golden buttons there. You can see 4 golden buttons there. That golden buttons, those golden buttons have a reason to be there, because the earpiece also have got 4 pins, which sits, let me show you. Can you see it? This is the earpiece that have 4 pins that sits on these 4 golden buttons, as you can see. So this sits on it. The 4 pins sits on the golden buttons of the front camera cable, and then connects to the motherboard to give hearing to the phone. So this is how it works, but without wasting time, you see it when I am putting it together. Okay, this is my metal spacer that I usually use to wedge underneath the cable of the front camera, and nicely, when it is loosened, it goes out easily without any stress and struggles. So as you can see, I am removing this very nicely, and you have to be gentle with it because it's very delicate and you don't want to break it, because otherwise you will have to replace it for the customer, and you don't want that. So this is taken out nicely. This is the front camera, as you can see, right? Okay, and this is the proximity sensor there, this one. Okay, I'll set it aside, and I will take out the home button as well, and it's the same process. You will have to wedge underneath the home button to look for a little bit of space, and then work your way down because the adhesive is strong there, and then you take it out nicely and gently as well, because if you break it, you can never replace the you will replace it, but you won't get the original home button, because every home button is programmed to the motherboard. So if you get a home button to replace this, it will not come with the fingerprint. That's the downside of it. You get a copy that will work and cover the hole, but you won't get fingerprint. Apple is making things difficult for us, so this is how it is at the moment. So without further ado, the screen has been emptied of its own components, and as you can see, it's completely empty. Now this is the new screen. I am believing that the screen is okay, or I can test it now. So we are all good to go. Okay, I'm taking the plastic covers off, and then I will stick the cable in. That was my heating plate to warm the back of the screen, or the front of the screen rather. That is turned off now. Okay, sticking the connector in now. That is done, and then I'll connect the battery to it and fire it up and see if it has a good screen. Hang on, let me. Yep, so it's time to test the screen and see. There we go. All is working. Yeah, the touch is all right, but because of the home button, I can't do anything now. So, but I know that the touch is working. So I'll disconnect everything and put it back safely. Before I do that, I have to disconnect the battery again. That's the safe practice to use. And now I'm going to assemble the screen properly. And then fit it. There we go. So this is the back plate. I'll stick the back plate on first and align it to the screw holes, so we know it's sitting properly. There we go. And make sure that the home button connector, yeah, it's actually moving very well as well. Cable. Okay, so now I'll put these 6 screws on the sides first to make sure that the metal plate is in place, and I can do the rest of the thing with these. There we go. Yeah. I bet you love my voice, yeah? Sing like Michael Jackson. Well, that's what I think in my head. But if you think so too, put your comments below down there. Well, if you think my voice sounds like a frog, don't mind, because you don't know what I think about my voice either, so... Oh, God. There we go. Screws on the sides, almost finished. This is the last one. That is done. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to deal with the home button. The home button, the connector will have to come from the back like that, as you can see, right from the back, and put it through the hole and align it until the scanner fits into the round hole. Then you know that is in place. And what you will have to do is to lift the connector of the screen up like this, so that the home button will lie down first, and then the connector of the screen will be on top of the home button, and then align it properly so you can actually put the clip on. Otherwise you struggle. Make sure that tiny hole on the home button sits on the pin on the screen. In that case, you will know that it's sitting properly. Otherwise, it's very hard to actually put the clip back on. And I hope I don't struggle, because these things... Yeah. Sitting properly. It's connected. And I'll put the home button, the shield on. And make sure the shield is aligned to its holes, the screw holes. Okay, that's done. Okay, home button shield on now. It's all done. Now it's time for me to put the what is it called? The front camera on. The front camera has got two pins here, one here, one there. So, and you've got two holes on the cable. So make sure that you align the holes to fit onto the pins. Properly, so it sits in. And then you tuck in the proximity sensors very well, so they sit down. And next, what you do, as you can see, it's sitting in properly now, sitting flush. The next thing to do is to fit the camera, the ear speaker on top, and make sure that the 4 pins sits on top of the 4 buttons, golden buttons, properly. And then you put the camera head on or the camera cable on top, and then now put the first 2 screws of the earpiece or the ear speaker to hold the speaker on. The speaker has got, what is it called, a magnet, which makes it a bit difficult when you put in the screws in, because they attract the screws. There we go. First screw is in now, and I hope we should have easy access to the second screw hole. There we go. Got an easy access there, so which is good. And what we're going to do now is to put the camera shield on, which is this. Set it and align it properly onto the holes, and then put the screws in. Okay. Second screw in, and the last screw coming. For the shield, last screw for the shield is done. So now I am going to put the screen on and fire it up and see how the screen behaves. I know it's working. We've seen it. The starter is fine. Oh, hello there.
I just rang you. Kate gave me your number.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's cut.
Sorry guys, I'm coming. Yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
You're on the phone. It's come off.
Uh,
I'm not bothered about the face recognition because I don't use it.
Okay. All right, no worries. Just leave it with me and come in about an hour. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Can I just text me, mate? Just
Yeah.
How much will it be? Do you want the cash or do you think card?
Cash is preferable.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Wait,
For you coming from Kate, I'm going to do it for 85 for you. Okay.
All right. Oh, thanks.
And send my regards to her as well.
Yeah, it's the funeral today. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So what's your name and?
Haley, sorry.
Haley.
Kaylee.
Yeah. Okay. Is that K-A-Y-Y?
L-E-I-G-H.
Okay. K.
A-Y.
A-Y.
L-E-I-G-H.
L-E-I-G-H.
Yeah.
And what's the code on it?
Oh yeah. 286.
286. Yeah.
1199.
1199.
Yeah.
Check and see first, because otherwise, well.
I know it's that.
Yeah.
It's my phone number anyway. 286 119.
Okay,
19 it is, yeah.
So that's 286 119. All right. All right, darling.
Okay,
See you
I'll
shortly.
see you
Okay.
soon.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome, darling. Bye. Sorry, guys. Have to serve the customer, so I'm back now. So what to do now is to wedge the screen like this, so I can have 2 free hands to operate properly, as I'm going to put the front camera in its groove, the connector in its groove. There we go. That is done. Okay, and what I would do now is to connect the the battery connector, which is the last connector, and then I'll fire it up and see if it's working. There we go. So you can see it's coming on, but I'll start putting the metal plates on whilst it's booting up. So this is the shield, the bigger shield that covers or protects the LCD cable and the battery connector. So that is going in there. The customer will be coming for the phone very shortly. So I have to make sure I'm on time. Okay, and then the last but one screw for this shield is gone in, and then the last one. Okay, screw it back. And then this shield is the shield for the front camera. And that's the small shield. Okay, that is done. The last screw for it. It's gone in too. And that is done. Now let's check the screen and see if it's working or not. Okay, there we go. Home button is working nicely. I'm going to open it up. Just don't want you to see the code. Okay, it's opened up. It's all good to go. There is no what is it called, SIM card in. I'll try and check the front camera to see if it's okay. Looks like camera is not great, is it? Well, let me see back camera as well, because if you look at it, this is where it is, and it's badly damaged from this particular bit. So it could be there is a big problem with the front camera. So we'll see how we can sort it out. But this is the way to replace your screen on iPhone 7. And if you like this particular video and it's helped you in any way, please subscribe to this channel so we can grow together, and give us a like, and you can share as well. I am out. Peace. Okay, I have to cover it. Sorry guys, I nearly went out without covering it. So you put the top first in, so it locked into the grooves there because the screen has got latches at the top. And then now, oh, there we go. The camera is working. Fantastic. As you can see, the camera is okay. I think the phone is just a bit slow in responding. So good. Yeah, there we go. Front and both cameras are working. Great. Okay, so all is perfectly done. And then now you will have to align the screen properly and start pressing down, and you can feel the clicks as it fits into the housing. And then align, just work your fingers around the edges so that you know that it's sitting flush. And now lastly is to put the bottom pentalobe screws down to lock the screen down properly. This is done. And the last screw, this is also done. So please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to this channel, and then you can get every video that we upload, and you'll be part of our community as well. Thank you for watching. Cheers. Bye guys.